Growing up as an only child, I often wondered what it'd be like to have a sibling, maybe an identical or fraternal twin brother, or just a sibling in general. Somebody who looks like me, talks like me, somebody almost like I could call like a best friend, exactly like me. Well, honey, being a twin isn't what it's all cracked out to be. I can't stand the way you constantly take my clothes, take all the glory and all the credit for everything that you do, and I hate the way Mom and Dad constantly pick you over me. These are just a few of the things that his guests are battling about today, and they are here to say, people think we're the same, but I think you're lame. Jason, I can't stand my twin. Today, please meet Amanda and Alexis. They are 17-year-old fraternal twins, and they say as much as they love each other as family, they don't always like each other. Let's find out why. Ladies, thank you for being here today. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Thank you. And once again, Amanda and Alexis, again, fraternal twins. So just so everybody's clear, fraternal twins is you're born at the same time almost, right? Mm-hmm. You're just not identical.
Yeah.
Okay, so Amanda, you're actually the oldest. By how long?
45 minutes.
45 minutes. Okay, wow. So tell us a little bit about yourselves. We'll start with you, Amanda.
I am 17 years old. I am a senior in high school, and I really love to sing. That's the thing that I love to do. And
are you involved in chorus or anything in school?
Yeah, I'm in the chorus, and I'm also going to school for music.
Wow, good for you.
Yes.
Congratulations. That's
Thank
exciting.
You.
Alexis, how about you? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm 17 as well.
By 45 minutes later.
Yeah, 45 minutes later. And I'm also a senior in high school, and I like more of like the violin kind of music.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I play the violin.
So you're both involved with music?
Yeah. And I'm not going to go to school for music, but I like business.
Okay, so music is just something that you enjoy doing, and okay, good for you guys. So there's a little bit of sibling rivalry. I mean, you're both 17. It's kind of a difficult age. I was there myself at times. Amanda, tell us about your home life growing up with your sister when you guys were kids.
Growing up, we had an older sister too, and all three of us had to share a room.
Oh my goodness.
So it got kind of crazy. And now we still share a room, but so sometimes it can be a little annoying when you want to have your own private space, but you can't really, and especially when like you might want to go to sleep, but the other one doesn't. So you have to make a lot of compromises.
So you have to deal with a lot of things that tend to get on your nerves, you'd say.
Yeah.
Which sometimes don't get compromised.
What are some of the things that don't get compromised?
Majority of the time, it's turning the light off at a certain time. So like, going to bed is a mess all the time.
I mean, that you're both still in school yet. I'm sure you're up very early in the morning, so I'm sure. I remember it was very tiring way back when I was that age, trying to get up and get to school for 7:20. Didn't always happen. So I'm going to come back to you, Amanda, real quick. I mean, growing up when you were younger, did you guys often fight over toys? I mean, what was like, let's say Christmas morning like in your house? Did you guys get a lot of the same stuff growing up?
A lot of the time, not really from our parents mostly, but from other people, we would always get the same thing but different colors. So just so people wouldn't like think that we would like one thing better than the other, so we wouldn't be like maybe jealous of the other one.
Right.
So we always got a lot of the same things.
Okay, that's cool. So now going back to when you were younger, I mean, was there more sibling rivalry there where, you know, do your parents maybe favor one of you over the other, would you say? You're pointing to your sister, Alexis. Why is that?
Her. She's a favorite.
Is she?
Yeah.
What makes you say that?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like I get punished more often, you know, like more in trouble more often. I don't know.
The things that you do to get in trouble, I mean, do you both kind of do those things, or is it something that you share in common?
I'm pretty sure it's happened before where like we both did something wrong and I probably was the only one that got in trouble for it.
And how did that make you feel?
I don't know. A little sad, I guess.
Yeah. Do you agree with what your sister has to say, Amanda?
Yeah, I guess I would. I guess I would say that. It wasn't always like that though. When we were younger, our parents really liked Alexis. She was kind of a suck up when she was younger. So I guess she probably grew out of that. So
Yeah, I think it's more now that she's more the favorite.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Than growing up.
Mhm.
Was there ever a time that you felt like you were the favorite?
I guess occasionally, like very occasionally, not very often. Yeah.
So being sisters and being fraternal twins, and again, you're not identical, but you're born at the same time. I mean, what is it like for you guys to have to share a room at this age still? I mean, do you both wish that you had your own room and
I wish
your own space?
I had
Yeah.
my own room
Yeah.
every day. Every day.
What about like sharing clothes and things? Do you guys do that?
We share them sometimes, but mostly
But you don't
we
always
get
ask.
angry at each other for taking each other's clothes.
It's mostly my fault, actually. I'll be honest. I'm the clothes stealer. Like, cause when you share your room, your stuff like gets everywhere.
Mhm.
So like,
So do you find yourself taking some of her things without asking at times?
yeah.
And how does that make you feel, Amanda?
She takes my socks all the time. All the time. So, I mean, I get a little bit upset about that when I don't have a pair of socks to wear and she's wearing them. That's the thing that bothers me most.
And do you find yourself taking some of her clothes without asking?
Yeah, sometimes.
And how does that make you feel?
Annoyed, but majority she touches more of like my makeup
Mhm.
or like our eyeliner sharpeners. They always go missing. Always find them in her bag.
It's the little things that always go missing, and then you find them, right? So being that you're both 17, I'm sure, there's boys in school, there's been, little high school romances. Have you ever been in, maybe into like the same guy, like had feelings for the same guy in school, or
Never.
never really? So you can't fight over
More of
boys
like
or anything like
if
that?
like one of us would have a boyfriend or like a guy that we're interested in, the other one would not like the guy at all. Like, and the guy would not like them at all.
And why do you think that is? Is it like a protective thing? Because deep down, like even though you have your little rivalries and you fight with each other, you're still family, you still love each other.
Yeah.
So you don't hate each other.
No.
It's
So
not like
do
we're
you?
trying to steal each other's men. You know?
This is turning into the Jerry Springer show. So do you find each other that you are protective over each other overall? Like if if you're interested in a boy, Amanda, let's say, and Alexis doesn't like him, I mean, is that because you're just trying to protect your sister, or you really just don't like the guy?
Yeah, I think for me it's really a protective thing. I don't want to see her upset because of a guy, so I just kind of, I always want to
Sometimes
protect
half and
her.
half though. Like she
Mhm.
might really just be annoyed with the guy, might not like him. It's happened before.
Has it happened deep down that maybe one of you is interested in the guy and that's why you don't like him because your sister's interested in him? Do you think that's ever happened?
Not for me.
No?
Not for me.
Wow.
We have different tastes.
So that's nice that you guys are still protective over each other. I mean, you have your little quirks with each other, but, deep down, again, you're still family, love each other, and protect each other, which is so nice. So what are your plans once you leave high school? I mean, you're going to be going to school for music. What are you going to be doing, Alexis? I'm battling a cold. I apologize.
I applied for like a lot of business things.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to open a deli one day.
Oh, nice.
So, that's my
Awesome.
best option.
Do you guys talk about when you actually do go away to school? Are you going to miss each other?
Yeah, I think we're a little bit used to it because over the summers she always goes away to camp, and so we kind of got used to that a little bit, but I'm really going to miss her a lot.
Every time I came home from the summer, though, she'd be like, when she would get mad at me, she'd be like, I was so much better having the room by myself. Like,
Yeah.
not you had all around all the time.
You get used to it, and then
Yeah.
it's like you're by yourself, and then all of a sudden the other person's back, and but deep down, like you miss each other, like you said, and it's always going to be like, and you're actually the big sister in reality by 45 minutes or so.
I hear about that a lot.
Do you say that to her a lot when you guys get into arguments?
Yeah, sometimes.
She's the older one. No.
And you're both 17, so I'm sure you have your learner permits and things. What is it like to have to want to drive? Like, do you have junior licenses or permits?
permit.
So do you guys argue over like who gets to drive with mom and dad first and things like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes we'll say like, you're a bad driver, like I should
Yeah.
drive, stuff
Actually,
like that.
that's like every time, except for like one time. Like we'll get mad and be like, oh, but you messed up that turn, and she'll be like, but you ran a red light or something.
So you go back and forth with each other. That's funny. Have you guys ever discussed any of these things prior to today's show like this? I mean, are you learning things about each other today that you didn't really know?
Yeah, I don't think I've really thought about it that much.
I've never really thought about the guy thing that much.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now, putting it into perspective, it's kind of sweet actually that you're both protective of each other over that. Have any of you had boyfriends, like steady boyfriends, where one hasn't, let's say?
We've both had one relationship, and it lasted the exact same amount of time, which was only a month. You know, it was never really serious.
So what was that like for the two of you? Was it still like those protective feelings kicking in, or were you happy for each other?
A little bit of both.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I wouldn't say for me you were very protective. It was more like, I just don't think you liked him. I don't know. I don't. It was a long time ago, middle school, you know, years ago.
Audience participation over there. Interesting. Okay, so let me think about something else here. We're taping, so we can totally edit stuff, yeah. So growing up when you guys were younger, did you guys ever do something and then the other one tattled on each other?
All the time.
Yeah, give us
All
some
the time.
examples. Tell some stories.
It ranges from like really little things to like really big things.
Mm-hmm.
But like, say for example, a little thing, like if I'm using my family's computer and I'm not supposed to be, like she'll run in and she'll be like, put it away. Like I want to go to sleep. And I'll be like, all right, give me a minute. And like the longer I take with it, the more she'll like be like, you know, like put it away.
Uh-huh.
And then she'll go tell on me for it, for using it. So it's like a bunch of stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mostly it's just when we're angry at each other.
Yeah. So it's just kind of like getting back at each other for
Yeah.
something that you did.
It's majority her though. Not much me, you know.
How does that make you feel that she feels it's more you than it is her?
It's kind of the truth.
Is it? Well, at least you're honest. But you both have blossomed into beautiful young women, and you know it's only going to go up from here. So, how would you describe your overall relationship?
I really don't like her sometimes, and I'm sure she feels this mutual.
Mm-hmm.
But like overall, I guess, you know, it's like it's a twin. You know, it's like you kind of have like a best friend with you all the time, especially being fraternal and we're totally different people.
Right.
It's like, you know, we have a lot to talk about, a lot to like, you know,
Mhm.
different friends, same friends.
Mm-hmm.
So
Do you guys have a lot of mutual friends?
Yeah.
And
majority of them.
and is like, let's say, how do I want to put this? Are one of you like better friends with some of them than the other, kind of thing?
Yeah,
It depends.
it's
Is
like
it-
we're all friends, but like there's certain people that like I'll be closer with
Mhm.
and she'll be closer
Mhm.
with, and like I think they could tell that too. I
Yeah.
guess.
Is there any jealousy there between that?
I think there has been. I'm sure
A
there
little
has
bit.
been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And being that you're both in school, do you share a lot of the same classes and teachers together?
Yes, we have.
Like coming into high school, they were like, you're not allowed to have classes with siblings, but I've had a class with her every year. Like
Wow.
maybe even a big class. Like we've had trigonometry together, most time lunch together, but yeah.
And I'm sure the both of you are very well behaved in school, but do you find that when you did have the same classes, did the teacher treat one of you differently than the other? Kind of like how you said, like, you think that she's more the favorite of mom and dad as opposed to you. I mean, do you think that your teachers played favorites too?
I think they may play favorites with her, just because, not by much, but she might be a little smarter than me. But I don't know. It's not by much though.
Yeah. Do you agree with that, Amanda? Do you think that the teachers also favor you a little bit more than your sister?
Well, probably because I have done some of her work before for some classes.
Like once.
Once, but still, yeah.
There was this one time where a teacher definitely favorited her. We had to do this PowerPoint project together,
Uh-huh.
and she had all this other work to do, so I was like, I'll be a nice sister and I'll do the whole project by myself. Stayed up all night doing this entire project. the next day, we go in and present it, and as we're presenting, you had to speak like the PowerPoint. She got bonus points, like more credit than me, because she had a better speaking voice. So, she's favored for her voice. Yet I did the whole project. It was a little bit of a letdown.
Aw. And you must have been so upset by that, too.
Yeah.
Were you upset for your sister, too?
Yeah, I felt a
Did
little
you know
bad
that she felt that way?
Yeah, because she really did work hard on the project, so I did actually feel bad.
And in a situation like that, where maybe you were a little bit above your sister in this situation, have either one of you ever stood up and said, she really did do more than I did, or you kind of just let it lie?
I think we more let it lie until it's brought up in the family.
Mm-hmm.
Like if she gets mad at me, of course, gets mad at me again. She'll be like, "Oh, Alexis made me write her paper last week," and then I'll have to be like, "Yeah, I did."
And then you would get punished for it. Would you get punished?
Yeah.
And what about you, Amanda? Would you get punished for it if your parents know that you wrote a paper for her?
They wouldn't really punish me, but they just tell me to stop writing her papers.
Yeah.
Now, do either one of your parents have a twin? Because sometimes, especially in families, with twins, there's usually a mom or a dad or even an uncle that might be a twin as well, and that's... You come from a family of twins?
Yeah.
I don't think there are any.
So you
None
guys...
that I know about.
Yeah.
So you ladies are the first set in your family. Interesting. So what is grandma and grandpa, how do they treat you as opposed to how your mom and dad treat you? Of course your grandparents spoil you, but do you also think that they maybe favor one over the other?
Well...
Because my grandparents spoiled the heck out of me when I was young. I was an only child, so I got everything from everybody. But, especially when there's a sibling involved, or in your case, twins, it's a little different, I'm sure.
We don't really see grandmas and grandpas a lot. It's more uncles and aunts that we see all the time, and they actually treat us totally the same.
Mm-hmm.
Do they?
Exactly the same.
Same everything.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. It's interesting.
Christmas gifts, we'll go over to my uncle's house, one of my uncle's house for Christmas, Eve.
Mm-hmm.
And when we exchange gifts, like she said, it's all the same gifts, because they don't want to favor one niece
Right,
over the
right.
other.
So they get you the same. So how come mom and dad never bought you the same thing so that you don't fight?
We have totally different interests.
Do you?
Totally different
Interesting. So did you ever get something that you were interested in and then maybe, Amanda, you got interested in it too, and that may have caused a fight, especially when you were younger?
Yeah.
Because let's face it, when we were younger, we always used to complain and want something that somebody else had. That was just the way that it is.
Pretty sure that's happened a lot.
Yeah.
Very often.
What were you more interested in as a child? Barbie dolls or what was
I liked the Bratz dolls.
Did you?
That was my favorite.
I grew up with Saved by the Bell dolls. We had those back then.
I used to reenact Hannah Montana.
Oh, really?
Brat dolls. That was my favorite Christmas when I was little.
Interesting. So, very cool. So what else? Do you have any questions done to your sister? I'm sure our home audience would love to know the answer to that question.
Well, I told on her for getting a ticket, and
Uh-oh.
I felt really bad about that.
And you told your parents?
Yeah,
that,
I
and
told
they
my
had no
parents.
idea.
The day before I had to go resolve my ticket. The day before.
But just out of curiosity, being 17, how would your parents not know? How would you take care of it on your own without them knowing?
That's what I figured. That's why I thought that it wouldn't be a big deal if I told them.
Attempt, try it out.
And Alexis, what's the worst thing you've done to your sister, Amanda?
I guess the fact that I make her cry a lot.
Aw.
I do feel a little bad about it, but if we get mad at each other, I guess I'll just tell her things to put her down. She has no friends.
Oh my
and
goodness.
I'm
Wow.
just kind of mean. I apologize.
Sometimes.
But I'm sure it's just in the heat of the moment of when,
Yeah.
because again, you're still family, you still love each other no matter what. What are some of the good times and worst times that you've had together? Whoever can answer first.
All right. I mean, I guess good times. I guess this could be considered a good time because, it's something I'm happy about for having a twin sister.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody who's she's always there. you know all the same people, you know everything about each other. So like, say I get into an argument with somebody, she'll always be there to have my back. You know, like she'll stick up for me. She'll like feel my pain. Like
So that actually brings me to an interesting question. I mean, we talked about the things that that get on each other's nerves, that get on your nerves with each other. But what are the good things about What are the good things that go on inside that room that you share at night?
Probably exactly that. Like we kind of stick up for each other, and like sometimes like we'll be so upset with the fact that each other like going through something really bad that we'll even like get a little teary-eyed ourselves for them, which is kind of cute.
Yeah, it's like having a really good friend with you all the time, and you never really have to be alone anywhere you go, because you always have the other one.
Yeah, and since we're close in size, it's like kind of having a double wardrobe, as long as you ask to wear the clothes.
That's how John and I are. We're the same shoe size.
Unfortunately, we're not the same shoe size, but everything else is pretty close.
Interesting, yeah. Because I'm saying, like, siblings and even, like, best friends, you still fight, you argue, you have those moments. But there's good times, too. And like you said, you share a room. So do you guys also share secrets with each other? Secrets that you don't tell on each other for, something that you do keep close to the heart?
Yeah.
So you do have would you say that you have a very strong bond as sisters?
Yeah, I think it's something like, it's kind of better than just being like a friendship, because if you were to get mad and tell on like a real friend for something, like chances are you could not talk to each other anymore or anything, and like things wouldn't get resolved. But seeing that we're twin sisters and we're always with each other, same room, everything, it's kind of good that we get like that chance to resolve things together.
Right.
Like be with each other more.
Yeah. Interesting. So what about in school? I mean, do you guys argue or ever had a fight in school, being that you shared some classes together?
It's happened.
Yeah, sometimes.
And how's that get resolved?
Not a lot, but sometimes it'll happen.
We try to keep it not public, no public arguments.
It's hard sometimes, I'm sure, right?
Usually when it happens, we just we'll have a couple classes where we don't see each other, and then by the time we see each other again, we'll just be like, all right, I'm sorry.
Where are we going for lunch?
Yeah, and we'll just be like, we'll be
So it's
again.
over pretty quick, though, and then you just
Yeah.
move on to it. Good, interesting. Very cool. Okay, we have some, excuse me, my voice, audience participation. Would you like to come up? You have questions for our guests? Come on up here. Stand right over here beside me. Hi.
Hi.
What would you like to ask?
I was wondering if you guys have any twin telepathy things that you read each other's minds, or someone asks Amanda a question and Alexis already knows what she's gonna say.
That's a good question.
Does that happen?
I feel like we definitely I know this is gonna sound cliche, but we definitely finish each other's sentences sometimes. We say the same things, and I think I don't know if this would be considered a telepathy kind of thing, but just like I was saying, we'll feel the emotional feelings that each other are feeling. So if she's really upset about something and she's crying, I'll feel it. I'll get upset from it.
Wow.
Or spread each other's emotions.
Interesting.
I have another question.
Go ahead.
I hear you guys go to obviously you go to the same school. So when you're walking through the hallways, do people oh, hey Amanda, or hey Alexis?
But it's really the other one.
Yeah, get you guys confused at
All
all?
the time.
All the time.
Majority of people, majority of our teachers, especially same teachers, just call us Osborne, by our last name, because they don't want to mix it up.
Are you related to Sharon? You guys are too young for Sharon Osborne.
But yeah, that happens often.
That's fun.
Any more questions?
Do I have any more questions? Yeah, what is your favorite thing about each other?
That's a really good question,
What's your favorite
actually.
thing about each other?
What's your favorite thing about me?
My favorite thing about you is that you have a good sense of humor. She makes me laugh a lot. She's really funny, and some things she does is just really funny to laugh at.
So she makes you laugh.
Yeah, she makes me laugh a lot.
You guys have a good sense of humor for each other. What about you, Alexis? I almost got their names confused just now. I almost called her Amanda. It's so easy to do that.
Yeah, especially since we both have A names.
And you're both blonde.
Yeah. I guess I like how I can tell you things. I can talk to you about everything. I like how you're there and you listen to me, and I like how honest you are. If you ask a friend, how does this shirt look on me? They'll be like, it looks good, even if it looks bad, but we'll tell each other oh, you got a little smudge up there, you got a little rip in your pants or something, we'll tell each other all that.
Do you appreciate each other's honesty when, you say you got a little smudge there, a little tarantula eyes going on?
Yeah,
Definitely.
Definitely.
Yeah, who wouldn't? I appreciate it too.
I don't think I have any more questions.
All right, well, I thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
So, ladies, what else could you share with us before we wrap things up that you'd like our audience at home to know about you or know about each other? Because, again, deep down, your family, you still love each other. But like siblings, like anybody, you have your little bit of quirks there with each other.
I wouldn't have asked for a different sister.
Aw.
Oh.
The truth comes out here on Jason. Would you guys ever talk like this to each other at home? And you would?
Yeah, we do. As much as we fight, we're always there for each other.
As
at
much
the
as
end
you
of the
fight,
day.
it's still the same amount of love.
Yeah.
But there is
Yeah.
love there. Interesting. Wow. Well, we're going to take a quick break here. More to come. Stay with us. We'll be right back. We're just about out of time, but I'd like to thank both of my lovely ladies for being here today, for being guests on the show, and for sharing their story. If you have a story you'd like to share with us, please go to our website at www.jasongalka.wix.com/JG. Give us a call or send us an email, thejasonshow@yahoo.com. Lady, thank you so much again for being here today, and we'll see you next time at home. Thank you for watching.